That's it. So just allow yourself to come down a little bit lower. And those of you that are doing this after the session this morning, we started off just by doing a few high knees, just marching on the spot. And then now we're just going into some side lunges, just to warm up those inner thighs. Okay, folks, so next movement we're going to do is we're just going to stand either side of our mat. All I want you to do is bring your arms out to the side, and all we're going to do is we're just going to go down and touch as close to our toes as we can. What I want you to try and do is avoid pushing up on your legs if you can. So we're just going to twist and reach. Just do this nice and slowly. So we don't want to be swinging, so deeper, deeper.
Yeah.
So stand here, that's your start position, and then we're just going to come down to the toe and back. So come up each time.
Yeah.
So rather than just doing this, I want you to actually turn and then come down. So we're actually getting a little bit of mobility in that lower back, in our thoracic as well. That's nice, Kate. Good job, Sharj.
Yeah.
Just too speedy for your own good. Nice. Good job, guys. Okay, come to the top of your mat, or so you've got a little bit of space in front of you. Oh no, now you can see my slipper socks. I wear these because they're like having socks on, and I don't like wearing trainers in the house. I don't know, it feels weird. But they've got those grips on the bottom, so they keep my feet warm, but they're actually really cool when I'm on the mat because they're really sticky. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go down into our inchworms. So what I want you to do, I'm just going to tip the camera a little bit just so that you can see a bit better. So we're going to start at the top of our mat. We're going to run our hands down. Remember, if you need, bend your knees a little bit, but I do want you to feel a little bit of a stretch in your hamstrings. And then we're just going to walk our hands out to the plank, hold it for 2 seconds, and then walk ourselves back. Okay, are you ready? So hands run down, feel it in the hamstrings, walk those hands out to the point at which you feel you can, and then walk yourself back and stand. That's it. Okay, let's go again. And if you can go a little bit further without bending those knees, great stuff. That's it. Okay, on this one, guys, what I want you to do is I want you to stop in what we call a downward dog. So here, okay? So those of you that have done yoga will know what your down dog is. It's an active pose. We're pushing through our hands. And what I want you to do is just push down and cycle your ankles, your feet. So we're just pushing those heels down to the floor for 20 or so pumps. And then when we've done those 20, we're going to walk back up into our standing position. That's it. So keep pushing through those shoulders. Fantastic. Okay, guys, just give your ankles a little bit of a wiggle on the floor. That's it. Good job, guys. Oh gosh, did you hear that? A crack? My ankles are terrible for stuff like that. Okay, folks, we're just going to go once more into our marching. This time we're going to make it a little bit faster, a little bit more vigorous. We're going to drive off the floor. Imagine the floor is really hot. That's it. Good work. 5 more. And stop there. Okay, so last thing we're going to do just to warm up is we're just going to go into our twisted lunge. So we're going to lunge to the floor, and then we're going to twist to the forward leg and then twist to the open side and back up. Okay, so down, twist to the forward leg and twist to the open side. Why don't you try and do 3 on each leg? Good work, guys. Okay, fantastic. So when you're done, just stop there. So our workout today, if you've got a pen, you might want to write it down just so that you've got it there. But I will tell you if anybody looks blank at me at the screen, then I will remind you. What we are going to do is we're going to do 4 rounds of 15 each side with our bag for life, okay, or whatever you have. I would suggest today, even if you do have a dumbbell, you are probably better off using a rucksack or something that's a little bit higher. The reason being is if you've got a dumbbell, it's going to take you a lot lower, that's it, a lot lower to the floor. And we are going to do quite a few reps today. So our first movement is going to be our suitcase deadlift. So we are going to take our bag for life and we are going to do 15 each side suitcase deadlifts. Let me show you on this side. So what I want you to think about is keeping that back nice and straight. So we're not bending over, we're not grabbing it here with a rounded back. We're actually going down with that deadlift, that side, okay? So we're going to do 15 of each side of our suitcase, okay? We are then going to do, wait for it, 20 air squats, okay? So remember, our air squats, we want to try and get our hips below parallel. So we want to work the range of motion if we can. Now, it is going to be quite a lot of squats today. So if you want to do a sit to stand, which is effectively using a chair or a sofa or whatever you have in front of you, that is perfectly fine. And for those of you that etc., your sit to stand is essentially as it suggests. But what we want to try and avoid is this, sitting down and then standing up. Sitting down and worse, standing up. What we want is we want to just literally lightly touch that sofa, that chair, and then stand up, okay? You'll notice my back remains in a nice, flat, sort of static position. So I don't have any rounding, it's nice and straight. So when I'm down, I come straight back up again. I don't let everything switch off, okay? So that is our squat. Our third movement is a skull sit-up. Couple of ways that we can do this. If you remember, our full movement is hands out in front of us, sculling in. So hands out, knees up, and then we just alternate. Okay, that is our full movement. How we can scale that is hands on the floor, legs out. Okay, so we take away the arms. And our third way of scaling that is on our chair and literally the same movement, but we're just extending the legs as far as we can, feeling it in our abdominals here. We're going to do 4 rounds. So Captain Tom's birthday was the 30th of April, 1920. That's his date of birth. So 4 rounds is the month that he was born in. 30 is our suitcase deadlifts. 19, 20. 19 is the number of sit-ups we're going to do. And 20 is obviously our air squats. So let me repeat that. We are doing 4 rounds of 30 suitcase deadlifts, 15 on one side, 15 on the other. We're then doing 20 air squats. We're then doing 19 sit-ups or sculls. We do that once, we then repeat it 4 times. Okay, now this is going to be a little bit of a longer workout. You need to get into a pace that's nice and steady, get your breathing rate under control so that we're not going crazy in those first rounds. You'll probably find it's not so bad on the lungs today, it's more the legs will start to ache. So start with a scale. Like I said, if you need to do the sit to stand, that is absolutely fine. That is perfect today because there are quite a lot more reps than normal. The slight little twist to this is after we've done our 4 rounds, we're going to do 100 penguin claps or jumps over our line. 100 because Captain Tom was 100 and that is our buyout. So remember, our jump lines are imagining we've got a line in the middle of the room and all we're going to do is jump either side of it. 100 of those, but we only do that once and we only do that when we finish the 4 rounds. I know it's a lot to take in, guys, but is everybody happy with the 3 movements that we're doing in the workout?
Yeah.
Yes. So deadlifts, air squats, sit-ups, sculls, whichever movement you're going to do. Okay. Right. I will get some good music on and we will start the clock. This is going to be fun, guys. I'm really excited to see you do this. Oh, let me just get the stop clock going. Oh, where does it not want to work? Make sure you've got some water with you and just take that water on at regular intervals whenever you feel you need to. Okay, folks, we are going to go in 10 seconds. So remember, we are starting with your dumbbell. 3, 2, 1, off we go with your bag for life, your dumbbell. Rather than this, you want to see that. Okay, so hinge back and then go down. That's it. Try not to bend those knees quite as much. You want to go down into a squat. Let your body go. Nice, Kate. Good job. Great work. That's it. Make sure you're standing each one. We're going down to the chair each time. It will be a little bit. There we go. Comfortable. So deeper, get those knees pushed out for me. So I want to see your knees pushing out. Okay, so not here, knees out. Really. That's better. Good. You're feeling it in your bum now. Good work, Shanj. Great squats, ladies. Okay, just come a little bit further away from the chair. You might find that a little bit easier. That's it, good. So remember, folks, we are 20 air squats. When we've done our 20 air squats, we are going onto the floor or onto our chair and we are doing our sculls. Okay, so seated on the floor, either hands behind to use as a little bit of a tabletop, just extending those legs out in front of them. Make sure that whatever scale we're doing this round, we're going to try and keep all the way through.
Better work it, girl. Wet your lips and make love to the
your dumbbell with the combat deadlift. So ladies, let's try if we can keep ourselves upright. So I don't want you to lean over, okay? Imagine you've got 200 pounds worth of M&S shopping. Being a bit posh today. Deeper, I want that arm to be straight. So just grab hold of the other side of the back. So with your depth, if you look what's that? Here. Not with the hand here. Hold the strap. Hold the strap. Deeper, hold the strap. Hold the strap rather than the top. That's it. Just so that you can go a little bit lower. That's it. Keep your arms straight there. We want the arms straight. Arms straight. Arms straight. Deeper. Arms straight. Keep your arms straight. That's it. And go. Deeper. Just watch me. So you're at the moment you're doing this. Okay? I want you to keep the arms straight the whole time. We're just using our legs. That's it. There you go. Perfect. And just there you go. We're using our legs here rather than arms. Keep the arms straight. Keep the arms straight. That's it. Good job. Same with you, Sean. Keep the arms straight on those deadlifts. So ladies, what we need to do is put a few hooks in those rucksacks. They look super light. Next time we're going to load it. Nice chunky hard book. Cause everything looks good on you. Nice and work, come on girl, work it girl. Give it twirl, do your thing. On the runway, run. So you better work it girl. Wet your lips. Yes, Steve, take yourself there. Fantastic. Those squats are a million times better. Work, Sean, you can't do legs, but I'll just keep those knees out. Heel down on the floor. Yes, you should start to do a little bit of those legs now. This is why these workouts are really important. Try to feel a little bit of discomfort and pain that these heroes have gone through for us.
I have one thing to say.
So we're starting to put these sit-ups on our back. We just need to extend a little bit further and push through those arms a little bit more. Okay, Kate, nice deadlift. Let's try and keep the chest up a little bit. Keep those knees pushed out. So try and keep those knees out for me. Let's not let them drift in. Switch on those bum cheeks. Nice, Deeper. Great work.
No matter how hard I try,
Share now.
you keep pushing me aside and I can't
It's not halfway through, ladies.
There's no talking to you.
Start that third round.
It's so sad that you're leaving. It takes
Try and keep that
time to
so nice and
believe
straight.
it.
Don't let it twist to one side.
After all is said and done,
Work, Sean.
you're gonna be
Okay, arms straight now. There you go. Bring those feet a little bit closer together, Bring your ankles together.
I can feel something inside me say,
Bring your feet to there you go. Spot on. That's it. We'll try to keep the knees apart as we go down. We want to pull these feet on the deadlift to be about shoulder width. We're not super wide, just roughly underneath our shoulders.
What am I supposed to do?
Good work, Kate. Those squats are looking great. Let's challenge ourselves now. See if we can go a little bit lower to that chair on these last couple of rounds. When you have finished your 4 rounds, remember we're going to do 100, sorry, gosh, 100 for the number of years Captain Tom was alive. We're going to do 100 jumps over our imaginary line.
Baby, I'm too good for you.
Right, on, Deepa. Nice work, Sean. Keep that chest up on those deadlifts for me. Remember, take a little drink if you need it. That's absolutely fine. Shake them off, Deepa. Shake them off. Get in your head and set range. So maybe just 2 sets of 5. Then shake them off. Go again. This is going to be great for those legs.
Cause I know that I'm strong. I don't need you anymore. No, I don't need you anymore.
Yes, ladies.
I don't need you anymore. No, I don't need you anymore. Do you believe in
Sean, all I can see is like a dark figure. You're like a
I
silhouette.
can feel something inside me say I really don't think you're strong enough now.
Nice job, Kate. So on to your last round now. Those legs a little shake. We're 9 minutes into this workout. Remember, this is all about pacing, making sure that we are essentially going at our own pace. Try and bend those legs a little bit more pace as you can, so that bag is by your side, as opposed to just leaning forward. Then if there's a little bit of a squat in there as well. Hinging and then squat. Come on, we're definitely strong enough. Good job, Kate. Keep that arm straight for me on those deadlifts, ladies. Nice work, Deepa. That's it. Keep thinking about pushing those knees out on those squats, ladies. Using that top drive to squeeze those butt cheeks together. Keeping those knees out. Go on, you can do this, Deepa. You've got the power. Go on then, Kate, last round. Good job, ladies. Sean, keep that chest up for me.
Quality, I possess something I'm fresh
You're
when
on the
my voice
deadlift
goes
now,
through
aren't
the
you?
rest of the mic.
Make sure we're not leaning too far
Copywritten
forward
lyrics so they
and
can't be
using that
stolen in
back
the yard
to
snap.
slice.
Don't need the
Let's
police
really
to try to
try
say that your voice will
and
sink.
get
So please,
that
stay off my
deadlift
back. I will
in
attack
and then
you
down with
will
those
run back.
legs. It's tempting because those legs are going to start aching now. Lovely. So take every squat this time. I want you touching that chair. Let's finish strong. 11 and a half minutes into our workout, ladies. Amazing job.
Like the crack of the whip, I snap attack, front to back, in this thing called rap. Digging like a shovel rhyme,
One,
devil on a
two,
heavenly
stand
level,
here
bang
and
the
back.
bass, turn up the treble, radical my
Boom
day
down.
and not all the time. 714, wise, divine, maniac, brainiac, winning the game. I'm the lyrical Jesse James.
Go then, Kate, finish this off. Last little bit. Good work, ladies, on those deadlifts. Make sure those arms remain straight. Feet shoulder width apart. So we're getting our bag for life all the way down to the floor. Yeah, Sean. Good work.
my voice
job,
goes to the
Deepa.
rest of the microphone.
Okay,
Then
when we
I am
finish
holding
these
copywritten
scores,
lyrics so they can't be
remember
stolen
we're
if they all
finishing off
snap.
with
Don't need the
100
police to try to save them. Your voice will
imaginary
sing. So
bar
please
jumps.
stay off my back, or I
So
will
grab
attack.
yourself
And
a
you
little
don't
drink,
want that.
and then into those bar jumps. Just remember, one bar jump goes a year of Captain Tom's life. And the bugger lived 100 years. What a legend. Deepa, you'll be pleased to know this is your last set of squats. Nice, Kate. That's it, just go. A few at a time. You've started jumping today, there's no practicing, which is awesome. So let's try and do all of these 100 jumps. Deeper, let's get jumping, you can jump. That's it. There we go. I know the legs are hurting, guys, but this is part of the workout. These workouts are not for the faint-hearted. You guys are all super strong. That's it, Deepa. Nice, Sean. Good job, Kate. Let's finish strong. 14 minutes through. Shake off if you need. Have a little drink if you need. This is the last bit of work. 100 years. Give me a shout or a thumbs up when you are finished.
But then I threw my caution to the wind. I had no reason to be carefree until I took a trip to the
Go on,
other side
Sarge,
of
let's go.
town. You know I heard that boogie rhythm.
Yes,
No
Kate.
choice but to get down,
Fantastic.
down, dance. Woo! Nothing left for me to do but dance. Off these
Getting that heart rate up a little bit deeper. Let's see a little bit of jump in there. Come on. Great work. Last little bit, ladies. Last little bit. Give me a thumbs up when you're finished. Yes, Kate. Well done. Great work. Bit hot now. Go on then, Charge and Deepa. Give me a thumbs up when you're finished. Yes, Charge. Go on then, Deepa. Last few. Let's go. Let's finish them off. Let's give us some encouragement. Go all the way to the end. Yes, Deepa. Keep that bouncing. Feel like you're dancing. Yes, great work. Fantastic, ladies. Right, let me just turn this pattern down now. How was that?
Oh, hard work.
Hard work. That should be, or you probably should have found that to be probably the hardest one we've done this far. Not necessarily too gassy, so like there wasn't a huge amount of what we call big movements like core to extremity, like burpees, where you're going all the way to the floor and standing all the way up. Those tend to get your heart rate up quite quickly because you're moving a long way. So there wasn't a huge amount of those, but you probably started to feel that in your legs a little. Yeah, your legs, quads, very quaddy. But Captain Tom, what did he do? He walked around his garden, so we're trying to replicate what he went through. Okay, so fantastic work. As I say, that's your first hero workout, so they do tend to be a little bit tougher. What was really great to see is you all finished within about 30 seconds of one another. So you were all scaled. When we do a workout like this, and you imagine we've got like 20-30 people in a class, ideally what we want is you might have somebody like my mum and then Rob doing the same workout. So they're doing the same workout in the same class. And if they've scaled it well, or if my mum has scaled it well, the idea should be that they finish at the same time. So Rob will obviously be doing things slightly more, maybe heavier, a little bit more skillful, but the stimulus is the same. So they're doing their same workout to the same intensity for them, but essentially just in very different absolute ways. Okay, so because those legs are probably going to be a little bit stiff tomorrow, what we're going to do is just try and eradicate some of that stiffness by doing a little bit of stretching. Is everybody okay for another 5 minutes or so? I know we've run over a little bit today. So we're just going to sit ourselves on the floor, and you'll notice the way that I got down. I actually did the full workout, the Captain Tom workout yesterday, so my legs are a little stiff, but it will help. So yeah, Rob's just said he hasn't got sore legs, so does that mean the DOMs are coming tomorrow? So what we're going to do is put our legs a little bit wider than hip width. So you'll see we want to just put them a little bit wider than we normally would. Pop our hands on the floor, and all we're going to do is just twist our legs, and we're going to try and get that middle knee down to the floor if we can. So we should feel this in our hips a little bit. Oh, mine just clicked there. That's perfectly normal, as long as it's not associated with any pain and it's just a click or a squeak, and that's fine. We're going to do another 3 or 4 of these. Should feel a nice little stretch in that lower back as well. That's it. Okay, bring those legs back into a star shape. What we're going to do is take our right leg, sorry, we're just going to pop it into a bend position. If you can't do that, just have it up to the side here. Okay, so if you've got your knees are a little sore, or if you're watching this after the actual class, if you do have problems with your knees, you can either keep it up here or you can just keep it straight, whichever's easiest or best for you. So all we're going to do here is we're just going to slowly reach down for our toes on that extended leg. Okay, so we're just going to reach down. We should feel a stretch in the back of that hamstring and potentially in the inside of our thigh. If you can and you're super mobile, you can try and get that chest down to your knee. Okay, so we're just going to hold here for another 5 or 6 seconds. You can, of course, always extend and do some more of these after the class. It's absolutely fine. These are just some ideas to get you a little bit looser. Okay, and up we come. What we're going to do now is we're going to take that opposite arm. So we've got our left leg, or hopefully our left leg is straight. We're going to take that right arm, and we're just going to do the same, but trying to get that right arm as close as we can to those left toes. And now we should feel that stretch a little bit more in that side. Okay, up we come. Bring that leg back in front of us. We're going to go on our other side now. So left leg is going to be bent. And that might actually be, I mean, for me, that hip position is actually quite a nice stretch in my hip, to be honest, with that bent leg. But we're going to do the same. So we're going to reach down to our right leg this time, to our toes. And if we are super flexible, we can just bring that chest. What I want to try and avoid is you sort of rolling that head down. We want to try, if we can, to hinge at the hip and reach, rather than just sort of putting our head down. That way, we are going to get a better stretch in that hamstring. Okay, take that left arm now and reach it over. And getting that nice stretch down the left side, which will help just to stretch off where we've been holding those deadlifts. Especially Deepa and Shanj, we're doing a bit of a bicep curl in there as well, or a lat high pull. Okay, lateral raise. Okay, ladies, last one we're going to do just seated on the floor is we're just going to come forward. Try and touch our toes if we can. Again, we want to try, I know that I just dipped my head, but I want us to try and hinge rather than just fold forward. Another way you can do this, if you don't feel much of a stretch in your the middle of your the inside of your thighs, is just bringing your legs together and just rocking very gently from side to side. There is a difference. You may have heard people saying, oh, you shouldn't bounce when you're in a stretch. There is a difference between sort of slowly rocking and bouncing. Okay, this would be bouncing. This is just rocking very gently. We do want to avoid bouncing because it's very dynamic, very ballistic. And ultimately, we should only be doing that in a controlled manner. And we are nice and warm as well, so not too bad. Okay. And lastly, we're just going to come onto our knees. Now, what I want you to do is from your all four position, I just want you to sit back. Now, that might be enough if you can feel that in your quads there. If you struggle with your knees, you can obviously do the old traditional ankle. Hold on, not on your ankle joint, but just below it. You can do the old sort of quadricep stretch here. But what I want us to do, if we can, is just sit on our knees. As I say, that might be enough for you. If you can feel the stretch here, great. If not, just let yourself come back, hands behind you, and just let yourself lower until you can feel that stretch. You can also extend it just by pushing and squeezing your glutes together, your bum cheeks together, and pushing up. And you should hopefully feel that in the front of your leg. If you can't, you can even go even further. My quads won't let me do that, but you can essentially lie on the floor. But Deepa looks like she might be able to do that, but we will we'll save that one for another day. Okay, ladies, fantastic work today. I hope you are feeling energized and ready to hit your Thursday with some vigor. Any questions, any feedback, please let me know. And hopefully we'll have a few others joining us and posting their times a bit later on from the video. Okay, folks, have a great Thursday. I shall see you on Sunday. Bye now.
Bye.